What up, what up, what up? Listen, 3 ways that rappers and other musicians as well are throwing away money. And no, I'm not talking about if they throwing money at the strip club or throwing money away in different ways. I'm literally talking about money that they're throwing away and don't even realize it. And it's stuff that they need to spend money on, but they're still throwing it away. What up, what up? It's your boy Cinco Smith, and I help hip-hop artists create dope songs, build loyal fan bases that turn into multiple streams of income. And in this video, I want to talk about 3 ways that rappers or artists in general are throwing away money. And it's money that they need to spend. They just didn't know that they were throwing it away. Now, I'm going to get deep in some areas. But first of all, I just want to let you know that I'm not a CPA or a tax lawyer or a tax attorney or anything along those lines. So I'm just really speaking from experience. Now, I did used to be certified to do taxes and things of that nature, so my knowledge does come from valid resources and experience, as well as the fact that I've been teaching financial literacy on a basic level for some time now, so I know it can benefit you as an artist because it has benefited me personally. But I want to get all of the disclaimers out of the way and talk about the 3 ways that music artists are throwing away money. So, without further ado, let's dive straight in. Now, first and foremost, what I like to point out is that as an artist, as a hip-hop artist, as a rapper, whatever it is that you qualify yourself as or classify yourself as, you got to understand one thing and one thing from the beginning of your music career. If you're taking it serious, if you have dreams or ambitions of turning over a profit, meaning that you plan to make money and be profitable, make more money than you spend out in your music career, then this is for you. So, what do I mean? If you plan to run this for profit, then you got to understand first and foremost, you are a business. A lot of people feel like music is just a hobby solely. But you got to understand the power in music and how you have to treat it as though you are a business. Because I promise you, if you're not, it's somebody else who is thinking from a business standpoint that looks at you as a potential employee or somebody that they can capitalize on because you're not viewing your craft, your art, as a business. So you got to stop viewing what you do as a hobby and understand that it has a ton of value. Not just because it's music and people feel good or they like it or whatever the case may be, but the fact that music itself has power from a cultural capital standpoint. And I shout out to Steve Stoute because cultural capital came directly from a video of his that I saw. Steve Stoute, founder of United Masters, a place where you can get your music published as an independent artist but still own all your masters. If you're not a part of that, check it out ASAP. But the cultural capital that comes along with you being an artist because of the influence that you have and the attention that you grab, and the attention that you grab can be monetized, which that's typically what people are paying for anyway. They're willing to pay people who are able to grab some form of attention. So you as an artist, you're a business owner for multiple reasons, but that's just to name a few. So understand that you're a business owner as an artist is first and foremost. And I don't care if you don't have an LLC or you're not set up like a corporation. You operating as an entity. The minute you say you got that you're an artist, you're a rapper, you have some type of name for yourself, you're a business entity. Even if that means operating as a sole proprietorship. What is a sole proprietorship? A sole proprietorship is an individual who operates as themselves using their main social security number, but they are a business owner. They just don't have any of the protection or limited liabilities that come along with having an LLC. However, that does not disqualify you from the things that I'm about to mention, even if you operate from a sole proprietorship. So I want to dive in too deep on that, but just to kind of get that out the way so you can have an idea of what I'm referring to for the people who may not have heard those terms before. But first and foremost, number one of the ways that artists are throwing money away is by not writing off the receipts from when they pay for beats. Like if you're paying for beats or you're paying for studio time, I'll bundle that all together. Paying for beats, studio time, instrumentals, whatever it is that you're spending money on in that area. If you're not writing that off as an expense in your business, keeping the record that you paid $100, $1,000, whatever amount you paid for your beat, then you're throwing away money. Why? Because even if you're not doing music full time, if you have some type of full time job that is being taxed and you're filing your taxes every single year, the fact of the matter is the money that you spend to grow your music career can still be written off on your taxes as an individual who has a side business. And what that does is offset your overall tax liability, even if majority of your money came from working a job. Quick example, not too detailed. If you made $50,000 in a year, but you're trying to build your music career, let's say you might have made a few dollars here and there, maybe $1,000, give or take, whatever, just as an example. But you spent $5,000, just on things that went into building your brand as an artist. So you spent $2,500 or whatever that number is. Then that $5,000 or $2,500 that you spent on the things that will put you in a better artistry position to be more in position to profit can be written off on your taxes if you have the proper records and if you plan to be making a profit as an artist, meaning that you're running your artistry as a business. So many artists are spending money on beats, on studio time, or things of that nature, mixing and mastering, and they're not saving those receipts, or they're not logging it, or they don't feel like it's of any value, and they're missing out and throwing money away by not tracking it as an expense. That's number one. Number two, if you're paying someone for videos, say you pay somebody to produce or put together or just film your video. A lot of artists are doing it, and they have some great video content. I don't care how much you spend or how little you spend. If you pay someone that could position you for more profits, meaning you're investing in yourself, investing in your business, you should be logging that in the form of tracking your receipts, tracking your expenses, and that's another way artists are leaving money on the table. Last but certainly not least, travel. If you're an artist that travels, I know a lot of things that we're doing can be done online, and that's where everything is kind of seeming to gravitate towards, especially at this time in 2020. But if you're an artist and you do any form of traveling, whether you hit the road, whether you catch a flight, and you're going to certain things that tie into your business as an artist, those travel expenses can and should be tracked and saved so that when it's time to file taxes, you can write them off on your taxes. Now, it's important for you to have some type of CPA, some type of accountant, a professional who understands what to do with the information that you're tracking. But what I can say is at least save those documents in some type of software, or if you have to go old school and save receipts, do what you have to do. But tracking in some type of software, title it, what is it, and how it really applies to you and your growth in terms of your business. And when it's time for you to file taxes, you pass it off to a professional who understands how to properly benefit the person, their client, if they're operating as a home-based business or a sole proprietorship. Make sure they understand those things so when you pass it off to them, it's not foreign to them and they can get you the best benefits. If you want access to a tool or software to keep track of your records, I'll put a link down below just so you can get access to it. Depending on what platform you're seeing this on, you may not see a link, but if you're seeing it on a platform that allows a link, I link up below so you can start tracking your records, because I promise you using your cell phone is a key piece to you being able to keep more of your hard-earned money, even if your primary source of income isn't your music. So those are three quick ways that rappers are leaving money on the table by not tracking money that they spend on studio time or beats, tracking money that they spend on videography, tracking money that they spend on travel to grow their brand. That's all I got for now. Stay tuned. Many more to come. This is a segment where I talk about rappers and how they can become wealthy using strategy, not just being the most famous. Also, if you want my free download to where you can understand the power of becoming a wealthy rapper, where I teach people or teach artists how they can create multiple streams of income even if they never get a record deal, click the link below, wealthyrapper.com, wealthyrapper.com. You get instant free access to a real case study video that I did where you can learn how to make multiple streams of income even if you never get a record deal. That's all I got for now. Stay tuned for more to come. Subscribe, follow, whatever you got to do to stay in touch. And I'll talk to you soon. Salute.